Welcome again, everybody. So we start things off here with another question. Do endurance runners land under their hip center of mass? So the first video we looked at was all about sprinters. So we're starting off this one with looking at Haile Gebrselassie, the Ethiopian long distance runner who is now retired. And we stopped this one right there on his initial contact point. In fact, just after his initial contact point, we can see clearly he is landing out there, way out there in front of his hip, in front of his center of mass, in front of his center of gravity. So we just run this one through a couple more times, and again on the left leg, initial contact, you can see it, and it is way out there in front of his center of mass, his hip, his center of gravity. So we're taking it into a race situation now. This is Keninesa Bekele. Initial contact, and just you can see there he started to pronate, so the outside of his foot hit the ground first, started onto his pronation, so it's clearly after his initial contact point, and you can see there he's landing way out there in front. Now Mo Farah, again just after the initial contact, he's into his pronation, and again you can see way out there in front of his center of mass, his hip, his center of gravity. Again, here's Bekele, different race, landing out there way in front. Mo Farah, same race, landing out there way in front. And this is Tola Kitata, and he is also landing way out there in front with a heel strike. So we've got some footage here, Eliud Kipchoge in a training run 2 days before the London Marathon, I think that said. And we've got some full speed footage, which I'm going to be slowing down any second. And there it is. So super slow-mo here. Right there. You can see where he's landing. This is Kipchoge. So I've got two of the greatest runners of all time, Usain Bolt and Eliud Kipchoge, world record holders at their running distance. The best you can get. Now they're not landing underneath their center of mass, their hip, their center of gravity, whatever you want to call it. You can see that this is so obvious, this is so clear. The video footage shows us everything we need to know. So here's his running through his gait cycle a couple of times, and here we go into a race, because I know that people are going to say, oh, that was just a training run, that wasn't at full speed. Well, what if he's at full speed in a marathon? Well, here we go. London Marathon 2018. Going to show everything that we need to know right there. Left leg, initial contact, in fact again just after initial contact, way out there in front, landing in front of his center of gravity. Run it through another time to his right foot landing. Right there, just after initial contact, into his pronation action, just before the full loading point, before mid-stance of course. Mid-stance is where we are under our center of gravity, our center of mass. And here's the one that's going to tell everything we need to know. It's a clear sideways on angle, and where is his landing point? Let's assume he's a heel striker. I've taken this on a worst case scenario, that he's a heel striker, which we know he isn't, but let's just say he was. You could see clearly he's landing way out there in front. So he's a midfoot striker, and I took that screenshot with the lines drawn from his heel. So way beyond where it should be drawn. It should be drawn at his midfoot, but just to even take it even further into the point of obvious, he is landing in front of his center of mass. So there we go. There's your answer. You got 3-4 of the top runners ever. So do endurance runners land under their hip, their center of mass, center of gravity? The video evidence shows conclusively and is 100% clear again, absolutely not.